Today is Tuesday, December 13th, and a meeting of the Salem-Keizer Public School Board of Directors is called to order. This meeting is a regular business session. We'll now move to attendance. Director Chandragiri will be absent this evening. Directors Hyen and Guzman Ortiz will be present on Zoom online, and everybody else is present tonight here. I would now like to turn it over to Director Salazar to read our land acknowledgement.
We are gathered today on the land of the Kalapuya, who are represented by the Confederated Tribes of the Grand Ronde and the Confederate Tribes of the Siletz Indians. The relationship between the Kalapuya people and the land continues unbroken to this day, and we offer gratitude for the land and for the generations present and past who have stewarded the land since immemorial. We respectfully acknowledge and honor past, present, and future Native American and Indigenous students and staff of Salem-Keizer Public Schools. We invite you to join us in honoring their ancestral grounds and celebrating the resilience and the strength of all Native American and Indigenous people.
Thank you. Now, if everyone would stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I don't know that. I'm going to go ask.
We're just going to do a quick check. I don't know that the mics are working.
Test.
Well, they can. Maybe they're just lower than normal.
They can hear them on there, but
Okay, they're just a little lower, I think, than normal. But if everyone can hear us, we should be good. All right, so next up is number 2, our Spotlight on Success, and I would like to turn this over to Superintendent Perry.
all right. Good evening, Chair Carson Cottingham, members of the board, student advisors, and guests that are with us tonight. We are going to start our spotlights tonight with our Native Education Program spotlight, and I believe Wendy Roberts is on the line tonight to do that spotlight. Looking for Wendy. Che, are you doing the spotlight tonight?
I believe I'm doing the spotlight.
Awesome. Hi, Che. It's great to see you tonight.
Thank you so much. My name is Che Finch. I'm a citizen of the Wallowa Band and Whitebird Band Nemi Poo, or the Nez Perce tribe, and a descendant of the Fort McDermott Northern Paiute tribe. I'm a cultural resource facilitator with the Salem-Keizer Public Schools Native Education Program, and I'm proud today to recognize Alondra Kessinger. But first, I would like to say good evening, Chair Carson Cottingham, board members, and Superintendent Perry. Tonight, we would like to recognize Alondra Kessinger and the Native Education Parent Advisory Committee for their unwavering commitment to student success. The Native Education Parent Advisory Committee is dedicated to ensuring that all American Indian and Alaska Native students have a strong academic foundation to complete high school and move towards achieving their career and college goals, also strengthening and maintaining their Native culture and community. The PAC is highly valued for their cross-cultural understandings and appreciation for all racial and ethnic communities. While the Parent Advisory Committee is a required component of the Native Education Program in providing key grant funding, the PAC goes above and beyond just advising and signing off on grant funds. The Native Education Parent Advisory Committee has been integral in bringing Indigenous artists to the Salem-Keizer community for annual cultural celebrations, family events, and ensuring we have a vibrant Native Education summer program. This committee also plays a crucial role in planning and implementing the annual Native Education graduation celebration. The Native Education PAC Also helps to build and reignite partnerships with other local Indigenous entities such as Chamawa Indian School and Indigenous Now. They have supported key partnerships as with the Oregon Native American Education Foundation to ensure that all Native education program students have access to cultural programming. We cannot thank our Native Education PAC enough for their continuous work in heightening a sense of belonging for our students, staff, families, and community members, and building bridges between Salem-Keizer Public Schools and the greater community.
Che, thank you. Would you pass on our appreciation to Alondra and all of the Parent Advisory Committee members? And since you're on, I also want to thank you for your leadership with our students and the way you see you've got a principal nodding her head there about the work that you do, which is really impactful. So thank you for that as well and for being here tonight.
Thank you, I'm honored.
All right, our next spotlight is going to be presented by Sylvia McDaniel, and it will be our community spotlight tonight.
Good evening. Chair Carson Cottingham, Board Director, Superintendent Perry, Student Advisor, and guests. It is our pleasure to announce our community spotlight for December. Capital Community Media, woohoo! Joining us tonight on Zoom is CC Media's Executive Director, Jasmine White. I see you, Jasmine. And here on site tonight are three of the CC Media's staff. They're back there busy working away. Tim Marchuka, Hunter Winnan, and Ashley Johnson. What you should know about CC Media is that it has been in this community for over 20 years and a partner of Salem-Keizer Public Schools since October 1990, when it began producing and airing Salem-Keizer sports and music events. With a mission to empower all people to communicate and provide community information through media, CC Media has become a multimedia center in the greater Salem area and provides local content, education, and is a platform for people who want to hear and be heard by their community. What you may or may not know about CC Media is that it is a nonprofit and one of about 1,600 of what are classified as public access or public education, government, or PEG designated cable channels across the country. What this means for the Salem area, residents and nonprofits can receive media services and education, and even learn to create content for airing on its cable channels 21, 22, and 23. CC Media is non-commercial and receives no funding from advertising dollars like commercial broadcast stations. As a nonprofit, they currently rely on funding from the community, the city of Salem, and also Marion County. CC Media's content, which now also includes a nonprofit radio station operated in partnership with Radio Pader, is produced by volunteers who put in countless hours to ensure that there is programming for their community to see on its channels. Now, for Salem-Keizer Public Schools, CC Media has provided pro bono services since 1990 with the help of staff and volunteers. Just here's a sampling of services that CC Media has provided for Salem-Keizer within the past year. They produced for us 26 school board meetings, and that equates to about 108 programming hours and 213 staff production hours. They produced our games for us, 13 games. That took about 164 staff production hours. 6 music concerts, about 185 staff production hours there. 11 graduations, and that took about 344 staff production hours. And these services also required the help of 22 volunteers and 1,043 volunteer hours. Big job for a nonprofit. There is so much more to learn about CC Media and how you can help and support. So please visit their website, residents and nonprofits within the city limits of Salem and unincorporated Marion County, and within the footprint of the cable company, I believe it's Comcast, are eligible for CC Media services. Thank you, CC Media, for all that you do for your community, our community. You are our unsung heroes who we are proud to spotlight tonight. Thank you very much. Yes, ma'am.
I think that Sylvia could be your pitch in your non-commercial, because you said you can't do that. Sylvia can. That was awesome. I had so many things I wanted to say to thank you because of the amount of times we've asked you to pivot for just these meetings. And especially to the people behind the scenes working tonight, huge thank you. Always with extreme professionalism and grace as we navigate our meetings. So thank you, Jasmine, for your leadership and for your team.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
All right, and without further ado, we have our final spotlight, and we have Principal Queering on the line, and I think you have some other people joining you tonight, some amazing student athletes.
I think that our student athletes may have joined us, but I know that I see at least head coach Juan Llamas.
Yeah, there he is.
Oh, he's there. Okay. I want to say good evening. Yes, right? Yeah, we'll start with that. Good evening, Chair Carson Cottingham, board members, and Superintendent Perry. It is a pleasure to be with you here tonight, joined by the coach or coaches of our McKay varsity boys soccer team. As many of you know, on November 12th, this team defeated West Albany to close out their 2022 season as the 5A state champions. This win didn't just earn them the state championship, but it also was the last win they needed to complete an undefeated season going 17-0. And while the wins are important and the state championship means a lot, I want to tell you that those boys wouldn't have gotten there without the leadership of these coaches. So I'd like to share a little bit about what those coaches have set up and helped these young men do. This team has modeled hard work, team collaboration, and leadership that has impacted others at McKay High School, as well as our feeder schools. They have visited Waldo and Stevens Middle School students, attended East Salem Rotary meeting, and showed their support for other programs at McKay. They have received recognition from referees, prior educators, and citizens of the state of Oregon who have watched their success. Their teamwork and collaboration have led to an increase in energy and expectation from our McKay community. This has impacted groups of students who may not typically be present or part of the work to become a more present part of our community. The work these student athletes and their coaches have done to perform well and represent McKay shows the real McKay High School. Again, congratulations. I want to thank everyone that has supported this group of student athletes and these coaches on and off the field this season. Our community looks forward to cheering them on next season. Thank you so much.
Huge thank you, coaches. Your leadership is evident, and you were just a great team to watch this year. And we know the impact you have on students. So thank you, and we're thrilled to celebrate with you.
Thank you. We appreciate the support everybody has given us, and this is for the community, so go Scots.
Yeah.
Go Scott.
All right,
Right.
that was it for spotlights. That was some good ones tonight, too.
Yeah, those were
Oh my
great.
gosh.
Thank you all so much for being here. And thank you to Principal Queering for my Scott's shirt. I'm wearing it tonight. Congratulations, you guys. Okay, next is our superintendent's report. I'll turn it back over to the superintendent.
All right, so the superintendent report tonight has a few invited guests. So we're going to shuffle between some presentation and some invited guests. And Assistant Superintendent Udosna Todd, this one you don't need the PowerPoint for. this part. All right, so I would. I didn't see a look right there. I'd like to introduce you to President Jessica Howard, the Chemeketa president, Neva Hutchinson, her board chair, Sarah Hastings, the dean of high school partnerships, and then Kevin Olson, who's an instructor out at our Roberts campus that's on the Chemeketa campus. And we've been wanting for forever to talk about our partnerships because we're super fortunate in this community to have a partner like Chemeketa Community College. So with that, I'm just going to turn it over to you.
Thank you so much. Chair Carson, Cottingham, board members, and Superintendent Perry, it's our great privilege and pleasure to be here tonight. And what I'd like to do is turn it over to Neva Hutchinson, whose zone on our board includes Salem. So go ahead.
And when I was on your board, it included McKay High School.
Go Scots.
Absolutely. My daughters did. We're here tonight to appreciate the relationship that Chemeketa has with the Salem-Keizer School District. We've provided a one-page, looks like this, handout of how our institutions together have served the same students and helped them to succeed. Here's some points from that handout. Last year, 689 Salem-Keizer School District students participated in Chemeketa College's Credit Now program. Their program fees were paid for by the district to ensure that all students had equitable access to the program. They earned 5,690 Chemeketa College credits, saving their families $719,030 in college tuition and fees. 25% of Salem-Keizer School District graduates from 2021 enrolled at Chemeketa. 1,629 Salem-Keizer School District graduates with a 3.5 or better high school GPA have enrolled as Chemeketa scholars. Over the past 10 years, 2012 to 2021, Chemeketa scholars are awarded a full-time scholarship to the college. Chemeketa scholars from Salem-Keizer School District accumulated a total tuition saving of $8,926,276. 2,373 Salem-Keizer School District graduates who received the Oregon Promise enrolled at Chemeketa in the past 5 years. Oregon Promise recipients from Salem-Keizer School District who came to Chemeketa have been awarded a total of $5,151,182 to date through that program. In the past 5 years, 4,728 Salem-Keizer School District alumni completed a Chemeketa certificate or degree and/or transfer from Chemeketa to a four-year institution. We want to thank you for being an excellent partner with Chemeketa Community College. We'd like to turn this over to Jessica again to provide some additional information, and thank you.
Thank you, Neva. That presentation that board member Hutchinson just gave to you all is the standard presentation that we give when we visit the school districts in our Tri-County region. But I wanted to provide some additional comments because the partnership that we enjoy with Salem-Keizer School District is particularly robust and deep and strong, and that is to the benefit of the students that we share. So I wanted to give you some information. We are in now the second year of the Roberts at Chemeketa partnership. This program is located on Chemeketa's South Campus in Salem on Lancaster. Chemeketa supports students in that program through accelerated coursework taught by college faculty, dedicated advising, career readiness preparation, and alternative scheduling options. Roberts at Chemeketa also supports regional students as well. What I'd like to do is turn it over to Kevin Olson, who's one of our college faculty members and the lead faculty associated with Roberts at Chemeketa, to give you a kind of on-the-ground sense of what this amazing partnership is like.
Thanks. Is this on? Okay. Okay, so I've been doing this for 14 years, working in this capacity with students who, for whatever reason, the traditional high school environment does not work for them. And so, many people refer to them as at-risk students. I prefer to call them divested or disengaged students. And one of the things that I've seen that's been a constant over those 14 years, and a lot of things aren't constant in 14 years of education, but one constant that I've seen is if we can, for whatever reason, that learning environment that's not working for them, if we can get them into a new learning environment, just like the physical space of it, and there's something that happens there. There's a psychological thing that happens that is quite powerful, and when we can get them into this new learning environment, after about 15 or 30 days, there is a switch that is flipped. There is buy-in. There is belief. A lot of these students come to us with a pretty low sense of self-efficacy or personal agency, and getting them into this new environment, to this college atmosphere. They're like, as Jessica said, they're taking high school classes, but in college classrooms, taught by college instructors. Curriculum that's aligned to college outcomes, using college textbooks. In my poetry class, we use the poetry book that they use on main campus, written by one of our professors on main campus. And by the end of the poetry class, they are analyzing college level poetry. And they may have had like zero belief in their abilities to do that on day one, but by the end of it, they can do it. And so what begins to happen is that there is this buy-in that they can do difficult work that they've never maybe thought they could do before. They can do college level work. And what I see, what has been constant, is that all of a sudden they start to assign purpose and meaning to what they're doing, which is the whole thing. I mean, we're off to the races after they can do that, because every day they come into class, there's purpose and meaning to what they're doing, and they build up that sense of personal agency and self-efficacy, and we kind of can demystify that whole college experience for them. And so for the first time, perhaps in their life, they can start to see life beyond the high school diploma, which is a fantastic carrot, but they can start to maybe envision, hey, if I can do this, oh my goodness, I can do the difficult work that it takes to go to college or whatever it may be, if it's a career or a trade as well. And so they can start to actually have that conversation, finding, again, purpose and meaning in what they're doing every day attending our classes. So anyway, I know I don't have that much time to talk, and I apologize for maybe going over, but I could talk about my students all night, and I know we don't have that much time, so thank you.
Thanks, Kevin. It's hard to follow Kevin in that kind of enthusiasm about the magical place that is the classroom. Thank you, Kevin. Just wanted to mention a few other things that we're doing that are so special and particular to Salem-Keizer. We've got Salem-Keizer Senior Launch, which has partnered with the Chemeketa Bolt program, which have provided free college textbooks and tuition for Salem-Keizer seniors. But between both programs, over 200 students participated over the 21-22 academic year. So we're just extremely excited that we're able to support students in that way. Our early college high school is located on the Chemeketa South Campus. Students take their first 2 years of high school with Salem-Keizer teachers, and then students transition to college for their junior and senior years. Close to 100 students participate in college courses each year as part of this program. Finally, the college also supports strong partnerships with CTEC, McKay, and McNary. Students attending take part in on-campus college programming in applied technology, agriculture science and technology, and health sciences to earn college credits taught by Chemeketa faculty. A couple of examples, we provide year-long machining courses for seniors in the CTEC manufacturing program. Last year we had 13 students complete the courses, and 5 of them continued their studies at Chemeketa as full-time machining students this year. This year we have 17 CTEC students. And then we have something called the Agri-Science Grant Project with CTEC that will increase the number and the diversity of students in the program by conducting summer enrichment events, ongoing leadership events, establishing a career coach and advisor for student pathway planning, and assigning a student mentor to the project, as well as tuition for one course for at least 19 students. Lastly, and I'm saving this for last because it is the one that's right around the corner, so hot off the press, GED at the Kroc Center is a program that will support out-of-school Salem-Keizer youth who are currently not engaging in any educational opportunities. The GED instruction is taught by Chemeketa faculty, and students also receive workforce development skills training offered by the Kroc Center. This program is offered in the late afternoon, evening, and is scheduled to start in January of 2024. Our Dean of High School Partnerships, Sarah Hastings, is here in case you have any specific questions, which of course we would welcome. But I think it is the dream of every community college to have the kind of relationship that we have with Salem-Keizer. And because there is really no system support in Oregon, it really has a lot to do with local relationships and that kind of local commitment. So we just really, really thank you, because this is when amazing things happen.
I know we have a full agenda, but since they're here, do you have any questions of them?
Okay.
Yes, I'd like to ask a question, having come from the Department of Ed. On your GED, there was a process where the students, if they scored high enough on that, they could get some college credit. Has that been finalized or realized?
We have not assigned college credit for the GED exams or the completion at this point. We've just been assigning them towards their non-credit for the college, and then, of course, as they complete for the state.
Thank you.
I would just like to say, really appreciate the free classes that were offered to our students this upcoming, and hopefully those spots got filled. And then, as a Chemeketa graduate and alumni, I'm really proud to be here today where I am, because if it wasn't for Chemeketa's impact and the professors that I met there, the staff that took me in, I would not become a student leader, would not become where I pursue a master's degree, and I continue to recruit for Chemeketa with my families, and I continue to support that relationship with Salem-Keizer, with Chemeketa. So thank you for being here.
Yeah, I'll just echo, thank you so much for being here. I love hearing from you, Kevin. It's just like the passion exudes when you're speaking, and it, I know we all appreciate this partnership so much, and every time I hear stories like that about kids in our community, I think we all well up with tears, because that's why we're all in this work, and I just really appreciate it. Thank you.
Well, and if you haven't had a chance to come and see Roberts at Chemeketa, we'd love to invite you to come and take a tour with us.
Yeah, we'd love to do that.
Absolutely.
We just can't come 4 at a time, or it becomes a public meeting.
3.
You can come in 2s and 3s.
Yeah. All right, thank you. As I know you guys are going to your next spot, so I'll go ahead and put up the slides now. I'll run through my stuff. I'm going to do a little bit with discipline data. Dr. Udosnata is going to do a little bit around curriculum adoption. We'll try to be quick with that as we have additional guests in the room tonight. And you can just, you're going to start with curriculum adoption?
No, I'm not. It's
Okay.
where
You can.
show was on.
Yeah.
Earlier was probably the fastest that I've got my slides up.
Mm-hmm.
You can do it again. We're confident.
Mm-hmm.
No pressure.
I know, exactly. Me too. Uh-huh, uh-huh.
All right, we're ready.
Awesome. You could just move to the first data slide. How about that? There we go. Okay, so I wanted to just give you kind of snapshot of the data that you see in the board report for information only. And before I say more, the handout that Chemeketa gave in the room is on the website under supplemental information in both English and Spanish. And love it when the organization comes forward in both English and Spanish. Super awesome. We don't have to do that translations. Okay, so a couple things. We're showing you 5-year data here by month, and then we put the total on the slides for you to take a look at. So this is our suspension data, and it's from 9/1 to 11/30, and what you can see is that we do have an increase in suspensions at this point in the year. So just kind of that's something important to note. Down from 18-19, 19-20, up from 21-22. Remember last year I think maybe didn't start out tight enough in our systems as kids were returning back from the pandemic. So schools have been working hard to have really tight behavior systems. So that's slide number 1. Slide number 2 shows you the major discipline incidents, same time period. So major incidences are the big things. And the big things would cause most likely the out-of-school suspensions. The suspensions, and I'm going to look at Dr. Odosnatov for a minute, those are both in school and out of school. Right. Major and minor might even be like a half day or a period out of class to all the way to out-of-school suspension. Major discipline incidents, these are the big things, most likely would result in something happening out of school. The major discipline incidences have actually decreased, which I think is also really speaks to the work of teachers, classrooms, schools around really working hard to have a regulated school environment. So you're seeing a decrease in those and a decrease from 18-19. We began really talking about disruptive students in, I think it was about 16-17 as we began trying to really put things in place. And as we all know, the pandemic disrupted that. So then when you go to the next bit of information over the same 5-year period, it is, we're down on expulsions at this point. So the big things we're not having as many of, which then equates to fewer expulsions. If we were doing a full-on discipline dive, I would have these disaggregated for you. But you have that in your board packet. I just kind of wanted to orient you to where we were in the year. And then I want to tell you kind of what I see as kind of the pressures in the system. As we navigate the year, of course, we're continuing to focus on the building of relationships. As a reminder, though, the restorative practices is implemented over a 5-year time period. Continuing our positive behavior support systems, and a reminder that restorative practices aren't a substitute for referral and accountability, because accountability has to be a component of the restorative practice. And we keep reminding all of us about that. Restorative practices accountability is a piece. And what the data, I think, shows you is that the tier 1, the regular classroom, the regular school interventions, and the structure our schools have put into place is working. We have some hotspot schools, so that's not 100%. But what I'll also tell you is the really escalated behaviors, tier 3 and tier 4, is what we really need to focus in, we, district, all of us. So a couple things we've done. One is we're opening a new developmental kindergarten classroom at an elementary school. We're going to start with about 9 students, and these 9 students need very specific training, intervention, behavior management, how to navigate school environment. And in their schools right now, they're being highly disruptive. The goal is that serves 17 students when at capacity, and we're about 4 to 6 weeks. We're hoping to start with our first group right after Christmas. And we know that 2 things can happen. This can positively impact the students who are struggling in their regular classrooms, and can positively impact other classrooms and other school environments. So that's one step. We've got a great teacher who agreed to go there and is super excited about it. The other thing we're continuing to do is to try to find more intensive placements. Trillium right now is one of our partners that's really helping us, because the placements are around larger mental health interventions for kids. So we're also working on that. And then I'm beginning conversations in the community about how do we build a stronger community coalition to support our students? How do we support their mental and physical health? How do we navigate more intensive placements as a community? Because what we don't want to do is send kids out for the help that they need. We want to keep them in our community. So that's a conversation I'm having right now with a few of our community partners. And the really intense, yes, some big misbehaviors happening, but the really intense needs of those tier 3 and tier 4 students are something we all really need to pay attention to. And But what we're seeing in Salem-Keizer is the same thing we're seeing across the state and probably across the nation. And percentage-wise, I was talking to another superintendent this morning. I think actually our percentage might be a little lower, just as I was listening to how he was describing the needs in his district. So something to keep on your mind. And when we hear, if we hear people say, yeah, there's some really hard kids in our school and what are we doing? There's both accountability that we need for some kids and really different interventions that are much more restrictive interventions for kids. So that's what we're kind of doing to begin to navigate that. So with that, I'm going to switch gears. If you want me to keep going, I can pause for questions. Yeah.
I just have one kind of question slash comment. When we're talking about the in-school versus out-of-school suspensions, something that I learned recently as I'm diving more into what's happening in the schools is that I guess if you're older, like me in my 40s, I always thought that the most, one of the biggest punishments would be an out-of-school suspension. But what I've been learning through experts in the district is that's not necessarily always the case. So would one of you want to address kind of how each situation is tailored to the needs of the child and what you believe would actually help correct the behavior?
Yeah, so, and I think that either one of our two assistant superintendents, they've had multiple conversations about that.
Yeah, it's a little different depending on which level you're talking about, and so I'll definitely let Assistant Superintendent Cobb speak for our early grades, K-5. But at the middle school level, what our position is we want to correct behavior and make sure that we hold students accountable, but also not hold students out of class if we can find a way to stop the problem behavior. Make sure that if it's a conflict or with another student, that we can get that resolved and get them back in the class. We find the longer that a student's education is disrupted, the harder it is to get them back into the rhythm of school. And so we want to make sure that the discipline that we have matches the behaviors that occur. So taking a kid out of school for a full day for something that can be resolved with maybe a half day in school suspension, some counseling, and get them back into class is what we aspire to do for our students. But we really also need to make sure that we're looking at each behavior incident on a situation by situation basis, and being really thoughtful about the way we're trying to correct the behavior and also not do minimum disruption to the student's education.
Thank you.
Something really important that I want to add is that we want to help students have a different behavior the next time they are escalated, the next time they are angry, the next time. So when we just suspend and exclude them, it won't happen magically, right? They will come back the next day and they will be angry again and they will escalate or they will hit. They will go back to that behavior. So part of our responsibility in schools is to have really good communication with parents so we can plan with them and we can say, here's what we're seeing and here's a tool we're gonna teach your students so that they know how to self-regulate and manage that behavior. And then we create systems in the classroom to protect that student and to protect everyone else and to protect the learning environment of all kids in that classroom. So that is why we know and we have learned through research and our own experience that just suspending a student and excluding him from the environment won't make the lasting change that we really want to see in that student and that we owe that student to teach them, for a lifetime so they can just take that skill and apply it everywhere else.
Is there a process for those students who are coming in from the elementary schools to screen and make sure that too many of those behaviors don't get put into one class so that they don't play off each other?
Yes, we talk about that all the time to combine classrooms, balance classrooms, also look at who are the experts in the schools that we have that can support, with the different behaviors. or what role do our special education teachers or any other specialist play in the support of those behaviors that happen for some of our students.
Thank you.
And I just want to add, though, for extremely unsafe behaviors, there is a time you have to remove from the school environment. That's the out-of-school suspension time, so that when you bring them back, then you can have the place to work to change behavior when they come back.
Thank you. As a parent, I went to a presentation for my daughter in her class for a presentation for a science class. And as I was there and listening, and I noticed the teacher could have used assistance, a teacher aide, because of outbursts from rudely students, and he was able to do an okay job, but not a job that I was comfortable with. And he ended up having a student step outside. So what kind of interventions and support are we providing our teachers, and are we able to move from classroom to classroom to see and kind of help not regulate but control behavior issues that we can contact and prevent behavior issues among students? Because then afterwards, talking to my daughter, it's like, that was an okay day. We were missing a couple of students who are really more disruptive. And it's a mixed classroom. She's an 8th grader and mixed with 7th graders. She said most of the students that are disruptive in her class are 7th graders. So what kind of supports can we do? And is there a strategy for assistance and being preventative?
Yeah, so we have a variety of interventions and supports in our buildings. You're referencing the middle school, and at the middle school, all of our middle schools have behavior specialists who can work with students who are beyond having a bad day, who show routine chronic disruptive behavior in classrooms. And they work closely with the students. They get them on behavior plans. And do check-in, check-out as an example of that, so we can understand where the student is when they're entering the classroom. We also have spaces for when students are being disruptive or need an alternative space so that education can continue in the primary classroom. It's called a pass room, where students can go, they can decompress, they can work with the staff that's assigned to the pass room, and they develop a relationship with them, and that's where they start working through some of those skills that Assistant Superintendent Cobb was mentioning earlier about trying to self-regulate their behavior. And over time, we've seen behavior improve with students, so those are some of the resources. And then also we have calm rooms as well in all of our schools. So again, depending on where that student's at and what their needs are, there's a variety of supports that we use.
Thank you.
I would also say at this moment in time, probably there's never enough human resources in any school. Any place we could figure out how we add, people change lives. And so any place we could add more people, I think would be one other answer. And finite resources, how do you get as many people out to schools as possible?
Thank you.
Director Guzman-Ortiz?
Thank you. I just had a question about the developmental K-1 classroom, wondering about the ratio of students to staff, not had that on my note, and just as you're bringing it up, Superintendent Christy Perry. And then could you give a little bit more detail, like how does that look different than a traditional classroom? I think it might be helpful to understand a little bit more.
Yep. I'm going to ask Assistant Superintendent Cobb to share about that.
Yes, definitely. I can answer that. In the classrooms, usually in a developmental classroom, we'll have one licensed teacher and 6 instructional assistants. This will be the case for Hoover, and they'll have about 17 students once that classroom is completely, staffed and full with students. The key difference between a developmental classroom, a K-1, or a regular kindergarten classroom, or the kindergarten classroom that we all know, or that hear mostly about, is that students in the developmental classroom maybe didn't have a lot of opportunity to develop skills like sharing or understanding the functioning of the school, or we are going to be in this space together, and here's what's going to happen. This is the routine that happens throughout the day. We may have a student who just runs because they want to stay in the playground longer. And so they just need additional supports to learn school, to learn what is expected of students in school or how we want them to access learning. And so we have more staff in the other kindergarten classrooms. You usually have one licensed teacher and a kindergarten assistant for about 4 hours of the day. And then in this classroom, again, we have one licensed teacher and about 6 instructional assistants that are there full-time with students. The goal of a developmental classroom is to provide students with all of those skills and at the same time, teach them the academics for kinder and first grade, and then help them transition to a regular first grade classroom or a second grade classroom if they do the 2 years, the DEV, remember it's a DEV K1.
All right, we're going to switch to, let me ask a time question. Would you like to save secondary curriculum adoption to next month and let go to United Way for time?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, we're a little behind.
Okay, sounds great. All right, so I'm going to turn it over to our partners at United Way who are here with us tonight. We've got Rhonda and Ron and Jody from United Way. They want to talk a little bit about a new foundation they've set up. So Rhonda Wolf, I'll start with you, and we're going to put up your slides as well. So we've got you on the slides.
All right.
Well, thank you for having this.
You're good, yeah.
Just put it
Um,
down a little.
The way
You want to push it down just a
down a
little?
little.
Yeah, there we
you
go.
There we go.
The way we talk about, at United Way, the way we talk about how we do business these days is that we look at what the issues are in our community, and then we look at our nonprofit partners to see what they're doing, and then we try to fill the gap.
Yeah. Let me take your finger off the button and talk.
Hello?
Oh, that's even better. Yeah.
Okay.
It doesn't make sense.
The button is throwing people off. It's
Okay.
not you.
It's not
All
you.
right.
Yeah.
So anyway, we look at filling the gaps. And over the last 4 years, we've had an opportunity to fill many gaps. 4 years ago, we had a young adult who came from McKay High School who sat on our board, and when asked what his biggest concern was, it was about his fellow classmates who were homeless and that they didn't have a place to sleep at night. And so his vision was to have a youth homeless shelter. Within 6 months, he spearheaded a campaign. We purchased a building, we got it renovated, and we turned it over to Community Action Agency to run what's now called Taylor's House. We have a program called Good 360, where we get, we partner with big box stores, and we get all of their overstock items and whatnot to the tune of about $6 million a year. And it serves two purposes. One is that about 70% of those items would end up in the landfill if we didn't take them. But we're able to get them here and then give them out to our nonprofit partners, faith-based organizations, and our schools to use, in the case of the schools, use them in the classrooms, use them for incentives. Teachers have gotten materials to use in the calm rooms, and as well as helping maybe a family whose child is in the school district. So we've been able to do that. Jody is in charge of our Enrichment Academy, which was ran by Salem-Keizer Education Foundation. When they were forced to close, we brought that over to United Way, and she continues to run that program in the school district. One of the other gaps that we're filling is we're bringing back Awesome 3000. And so mark your calendars for April 29th, and I'm sure we'll be reaching out to you to volunteer. But we were able to do that. But one of the things that I'm going to have Ron talk a little bit about is another gap that we feel like there is, especially after Salem-Keizer Education Foundation closed.
which is that of some kind of a school fund where teachers might be able to get small teacher grants. They might be able to get funds to help a child with basic needs or to send a child to a choir concert or whatever the need may be. So, Ron, I'm going to turn it over to you.
Hi, I'm Ron Hayes. I'm actually a contractor with United Way. I was the director of United Way up until 2019. I've been helping Rhonda with a lot of different special projects. And I just want to present a little bit about this particular project that we're talking about. What you have out there was what happened in United Way when I was first there was we started what's called donor advised funds. And donor advised funds are funds where the advisors can direct where the monies are spent as long as it fits certain criteria. And that was in 2018 we started those. Oregon Community Foundation has donor advised funds. Lots of different charitable foundations types have donor advised funds. And United Way started theirs in 2018. And we've grown it up to about $475,000, and it's probably got to grow a lot bigger than that eventually. After that, we found that there's a need also for what's called organizational funds, advised funds. We have several nonprofits that have funds. We take those funds and invest them, and then they use those funds for their special purposes within their organizations. And so in 2021 is when Salem-Keizer Educational Foundation closed, and that sort of left us a gap of helping our educational areas. We looked at whether we should have a foundation or we should have a fund. And a foundation has a lot of overhead with it, and we felt like a fund would probably be a better route to go. And so we started researching out that. And it would be much like an organizational advised fund, which I was just mentioning beforehand, and that's how we're setting it up. There's two kinds of funding that can come out of an organization like this, a fund like this. One is it could be long-term investment funds, which we have a need for, particularly when you start looking at people who want to give through estate gifts and wills and bequests and things like that, can fund larger things. But we also have what's called spend-down funds, and we have those for different organizations, both of those for different organizations. And a spend-down fund is where you bring in some money and then it goes out that year. And you have both of those kinds of funds because they serve two kinds of purposes. The United Way, about 2 years ago, we started working with the attorneys and the experts and accountants and the like. And we found what's called United Community Foundation, and that's a separate 501c3, separate from United Way. Both are 501c3s, both are tax-exempt organizations. But United Community Foundation is defined in the law as a supporting organization. And so it has a separate board, but it supports the work of what United Way is doing and wants to do in this particular area. This is just some slide shots. We've put a lot of work into this. And we've been working on this for quite some time. And this is a particular worksheet that we've been working, this sort of guiding where we want to go with that. We're looking at the spreadsheet is, just so you know, it's 67 pages long, a spreadsheet, and it's interactive with macros. And so it was you guys know that's quite a feat to get that together. But it's sort of guiding us in what we want to do. And this particular fund that we're putting forward has two ways. It goes both ways. It goes for people who want to give into the fund, like me. I have 2 grandkids at Salem-Keizer schools. I want to be able to contribute to some way to help. And this provides a mechanism for me to be able to do that. And I can specify specific schools. And so each school can have individual funds. But we also want to put into this an equity fund as well, because some schools will need extra help. And so we're built into this whole program, an equity program as well, looking at the Title I schools. It's sort of hard to read the numbers there, but anyway, go to the next slide. We also have individual school representation as well. Auburn is one of the schools. It's a Title I school, and so it would have funding coming in for part of its support through the equity fund as well. And we have 33 Title I schools. That's a lot of Title I schools. But we've also made it interactive because Title I schools change. And sometimes they're Title I schools, sometimes they're not. So the actual worksheet we developed actually also adjusts for that as well. So as Title I schools change, the equity funds will follow those Title I schools as well. Anyway, that's what we've put together. I've been working with Sarah Head, your finance director, and the like on the spreadsheets and making sure that we get everything plugged in there. But moving ahead, we see this as a mechanism whereby we can help support the schools. And I got to say thank you to you guys because it's hard to run schools. It's very hard. My dad was a school superintendent. I grew up, and my mom was a school teacher, so I lived it all my young life as that. And then my daughter's a school teacher as well. So this runs in the family, and we've got to be able to be out there and support our schools all we can. There's not enough help, and so we're trying to create a vehicle whereby we can step up and truly help the schools. And I got to thank you guys because you guys are giving your time here for leadership of the school district, and I really appreciate that.
Thank you so much.
And that can come down for now. Yeah, thank you. Any questions for United Way? Huge thank you for your continued partnership and being responsive to student needs. And this is one part in the foundation work.
Just one real quickly, you're saying that you can designate the schools that you can appropriate these funds to. Can you appropriate it to, let's say, supporting the dual language programs in these Title I schools? Specifically, or
Well,
just kind of go be a general fund?
We've designed it so that we can design it for specifically to individual schools, but we can modify it accordingly. We also have modified that all schools will contribute into a district-wide equity fund and for distribution to the Title Is.
Can you encourage your people donating the funds? Can you highlight the dual language program and encourage them? Encourage them to support that.
Sure, there's no reason why we can't. I mean, that's one beauty about it is we can make it and modify it to make sure that it meets the needs of our schools and our kids. And
there will be a mechanism for those programs to apply.
Awesome.
For the funds.
Yeah.
So.
That's beautiful.
We also have designated a specific district fund as well, because some people will not want to give necessarily to a specific school, and so there's also a district fund as well, and that will also contribute to more discretion for the superintendent to really focus down on things that are needed.
Nice. Thank you.
Thank you so much for being here tonight. Count me in for volunteering for the awesome 3,000.
I think I added it to your calendar.
I'm writing that down.
It's on our calendar.
I put it on their calendars yesterday, so you have a calendar invite for that Saturday.
We'll need 500 people, so call your friends.
Okay. Yes, we'll recruit.
I'll start running.
Yeah.
Thank you.
We got a runner over there.
All right.
All right. Thank you very much for
thank
being
you.
here and for all you do in the community.
One of the other things we're going to do is how do we do responsible programs like CTEC and things like that. We're going to be addressing that as well.
Wonderful.
Wonderful. Thank you. Okay. Are you
Right. Do you want to do secondary curriculum adoption or just want to move on? We could come back to that at the end if we have time too.
Okay, let's go ahead and do that.
Okay.
And if we need to move it to our January meeting, will that be too far out? We need, okay.
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Okay, great, thank you. Thanks for the flexibility. Okay, so
yeah.
oh,
No,
are we good?
they're worried about CTEC. She's for a later agenda item.
Okay. All right, so we are on to, what is this? I have my paper folded. 3B. This will be my quick update on the superintendent search. I have to pull up a different document. So this has been an ongoing process, and the board has completed several phases. First, engagement sessions between October 25th and November 3rd. There was an online survey that was open from October 25th to November 5th. And then we received public input on the criteria for the next superintendent from November 16th through the 28th. And then at our last meeting on November 30th, we had the board approval for the Salem-Keizer Public Schools ideal profile for the next superintendent. And then as outlined in the superintendent search timeline, the next phases include preliminary work by HCE, or Human Capital Enterprises, and our board. HCE will review material and conduct preliminary interviews, followed by meeting with the board in executive sessions that include presentation of the slate of candidates and the initial first round interviews. So the next phase will involve the community through community-based interviews, and our consultant, HCE, will facilitate according to the letter that is currently in our board packet and posted online for the public. The board is really interested in allowing a broad representation of community members to serve on those confidential interview panels. And so the letter from Hank Harris is in the packet, and what he and his team have recommended is that he's outlined it here in this document. I guess we won't pull it up on the screen. Panel 1 would be 13 individuals, and if you have it up in front of you, it would include 2 students, 2 parents, association leaders, licensed staff, classified staff, at-large staff, exec team, business leaders, higher education administrators, and a tribal partner. And then panel 2, similar students, parents, association leaders, licensed staff, classified staff, exec team, business leaders, equity committee member, nonprofit partners, and administrator. And the panel 3 would have 9 individuals and be conducted in Spanish. And that would have 5 parents, 1 classified staff, 1 licensed staff, 1 student, and 1 administrator. So each panel everyone who is interested in joining these panels would commit to being available on the day for these particular interviews, and would also be required to sign the confidentiality agreement. There were 331 community members who participated in the engagement groups, and those out of those 331 who participated, representing all those groups I just mentioned, that would be the pool that would apply and would be selected by the consultant via a lottery in order to ensure that all such applicants have an equal chance of being selected. So this is Hank Harris's recommendation. This does add, I think, at least 1 panel to what we had originally discussed, but important to have a really broad representation from the community in these confidential interview panels. So with that, I will throw it open for discussions. I see Director Hyen.
Thank you. So my only concern is that by limiting interview panels to those who participated in the engagement groups, we exclude people who would like to participate but maybe couldn't be a part of the engagement groups. Maybe they had a sick child, they were sick themselves, or had to work. So I would hope that we could open up at least some of the seats to people that were not able to participate if they'd like to.
Okay. I think Hank Harris and his team are listening in, at least some of them tonight, but weren't able to be here, so we can bring that feedback back to him. Other comments or questions?
I think the question for me would be just why the panel for number 3 being conducted in Spanish is smaller than the others. No business or business leaders or nonprofit partners within the area of the Salem-Keizer School District would be included in that.
A good point. Anything else for Hank and his team? Okay. Great. Well, we will provide that feedback back to him and then communicate back with the board on where they're headed next. All right. Let's see. I'm going to do a quick break right now before we dive into public comment. So let's take a break at 7:05. Let's be back Let's try to make this one a quick one. We could take a second one if we need it. So 5 minutes. We'll be back at 7:10 to 7:11.
The gavel, man, the gavel. Yeah. See how?
Where's the gavel plate? There isn't one.
We need one.
Open this first.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, nice. The one I gave you? Yeah. Okay, welcome back. We're now going to move on to number 4, public comment on our agenda. We have selected speakers at random. We have public comment this evening by call-in and Zoom, and we've allotted 30 minutes to hear comment. Each caller has 3 minutes. Electronic mechanisms are used for translation. We have a countdown timer on the screen monitoring time. The timer counts down from 3 minutes. At 30 seconds, it turns from green to yellow. At 1 second, it turns red and plays a short bell to signal time is up. Please be mindful of your pace for our interpreters. And also, as a reminder, all board members received written comment, which is posted to the website. If we aren't able to hear from you in the time that we've set aside tonight for public comment, we welcome you to provide your thoughts and feedback through email. Now I will turn it over to the host to call up our first caller. Thank you.
Our first caller tonight will be joining by Zoom. Our first caller tonight is Christy.
Great. Go ahead, Christy, whenever you're ready.
Hi, my name is Christy.
Go
Christy
ahead.
Tomlin, and I'm a parent, and I'm also a former Salem-Keizer teacher. I wanted to also say that I appreciated what Mr. Udo Sonata said, which was the longer a student's education is disrupted, the harder it is to get them back into the rhythm of school. And wait, I'm hearing a bunch of, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. If you have,
I'm hearing a bunch of talking.
are you listening to the meeting at the same time on like YouTube or something? Oh, I think we lost Christy.
I'm sorry.
Oh. Miss Tomlin, if you could, maybe if you turn off your...
I'm so sorry. Now my time is up, but...
your time's not up. If you want, maybe turn off your camera
Anyway,
and see if...
I wanted to talk briefly about...
Okay, let's go to the next person and see if we can get Christy back in a minute here. She still has a couple minutes left. So let's go to the next person and then maybe come back to Christy.
Sounds good. Our next caller is Maricela.
Okay, go ahead, Maricela.
Buenas tardes, miembros de la mesa directiva escolar. He estado criando a 3 niños aquí en Salem por más de 22 años. Soy la coordinadora del grupo de liderazgo de padres y madres líderes de la Coalición para la Igualdad.
Of the parents or leaders of the Salem-Keizer district, first, and all the parents from this coalition and the Latin community, and on behalf of them, I would like to thank all the members of the board for making everything possible to give everything that's better for our children. And now that the Superintendent Perry is retiring, we need to replace her with someone that is outstanding, that and can also hear us as parents and the children and students as well. We have always been seeking these the greatest level of education, and we apologize from the interpretation booth. The sound is breaking a bit, and we want to see the success as regards academics, and we're all giving the best steps for everyone to have the best opportunities to have great candidates, and that represent what parents desire for their children. So we need a superintendent with experience that is mainly focused in improving the academic development of our children, and we also need a superintendent that is inclusive and that listens to parents and students of color that are learning as well English, that implement the strategies that are led by the needs of our community. And we also need a superintendent that is a guardian and for the mental health of our students. The members of the coalition, of Parents Coalition, are always willing to help in the selection of the superintendent for Salem-Keizer Public Schools. Thank you for your transparency in the new selection process for the superintendent. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Maricela. Okay, if we could reset the timer. Christy, we can see you walking around. I don't know if you intend that. But we can try to hear you again if you'd like to come off mute now. Can you hear us, Ms. Tomlin?
She's muted.
You're muted? You're muted, Ms. Tomlin. Okay, let's come back again to Ms. Tomlin. And if we can turn her video off while the next person is speaking, that would be great. Thank you.
Our next caller is Joelle.
Go ahead, Joelle.
I'm so sorry for delaying everything. Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can. Just hold on one. We're going to have one more person go. Joelle was just called up, and then we'll come back to you, okay? Ms. Tomlin? Is Joelle available?
Hi. Hello.
Hi, Joelle. Go ahead.
Hi. Chair Carson Cottingham, Board, I'd like to thank you for taking my call. I'm going to be very brief. I'd just like to say that our next superintendent, I would really like to be focused on academics, keeping politics out of the classroom, and parents' role in the education of their children. I would also like to say how disappointed I am that we are still not meeting in person. I would like the district to come up with an actual plan to where we could get back to meeting in person. This is difficult to engage over the phone. My third point is I would like to see Chair Oliva resign due to his behavior. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Okay. Let's see if we can hear you again, Christy Tomlin.
Christy left the meeting.
Okay.
So I can readmit her if she joins again, and I will let you know.
Okay, thank you.
Of course. Our next caller is Abigail.
Go ahead, Abigail.
Hi, my name is Abigail Eckhart. Good evening, Chair Carson Cottingham, Superintendent Perry, and members of the board. I would like to make a couple of 3 points, one specifically on behavior. I would like to let you guys know that weekly in my child's class, there's disruptive students throwing chairs, clipboards, and PE equipment on a weekly basis. And I ask how much of the reduction in major incidents is because of teachers underreporting for fear of retaliation from higher up district leaders. Regulating emotions starts with school leadership, and we have a school board director who feels that it's okay to be physical with referees and people who are helping our children in sports, that trickles down into our kids. And so I'm asking also that Chair Avila resign due to his behavior. I'd like to make some points about the superintendent search. I was privileged to be a part of the community interviews, and I submitted to the hiring firm. I actually took the time to interview 40 parents in the school district, not just parents, but also teachers and staff. And these people were outside of my echo chamber. They were members of my own community in Say Right. And I did not see any of the input that I gave from this interview of 40 parents included in the list of the profile for the superintendent. And I find that really just disappointing that something so detailed was not, considered. There was a lot of discontent from the staff, and like I said, these people are not people that are in my political viewpoint or echo chamber. They are outside of that, and because I feel very strongly that all voices matter. So considering these panels that will be taking place, just looking at them, out of 34 people, only 9 of them are parents. 40%, I believe 47%, if not more, of the district is Hispanic, and yet there are 9 people on that interview panel for panel number 3. There's no other representation of other language communities outside of one tribal partner. There's no other representation from the special education community, whether it's staff or parents. I'd also like to request that the lottery system be made public so that to ensure transparency. That's something that I don't see with our school district. I don't see transparency to parents, to just the community in general.
Thank you, Abigail. Thank you. Next caller.
Our next caller is Tyler. They will be joining by Zoom.
Go ahead, Tyler.
Thank you. Good evening, board chairs, directors, and superintendent. I'm Tyler Scuttle-Lakeburg, president of the Salem-Keizer Education Association, speaking on behalf of members. And tonight I have Phil Clark, which I'm going to give part of my time to speak on behalf of another member.
There's an excessive number of meetings and professional development that take up so much time. I'm a special education teacher, and I usually work well beyond my contract hours, but this year I have regularly been at school for 12 hours a day, and often more, another hour or 2 at home, and usually work at least 1 weekend day as well. Whenever I think I might have time to catch up on things, it turns out that there's another PD or meeting I need to attend.
Thanks, Phil. This is only one of the many stories I've received from members relaying their experiences right now. During the pandemic, many kept saying we were in uncharted waters. Now that we've emerged on the other side, we're acting as though we are all back to normal. We are still in uncharted waters. The effects of the COVID pandemic will continue to be prevalent for many years to come. We have kindergarten kids who didn't experience a typical socialization process. We have middle schoolers navigating a TikTok-influenced world, and high schoolers who have had most of their high school experience interrupted and now just want to be done. At every level, we are far from normal. The uncertainty and stress of the pandemic has left its mark on all of us, especially our students. Teaching today is much different than 3 years ago. We are still in uncharted waters. Recently, I sent our school board leaders and district leaders an article titled, "Why Schools Should Stop Adding and Adopt a Subtractive Mindset." The article couldn't have come at a more opportune time. In the words of Justin Reich, a professor at MIT, he says, "In the face of the latest emergency, lower test scores, and concerns over learning loss, teachers have been given precious little respite. The solution for schools has too often been to add and accelerate, introducing new programs and tech tools, longer school years, or more remediation. The problem is the solution rarely works." This article goes on to describe that the real solution is just the opposite, to simplify the school day. Thus, the subtraction mindset. Of course, this approach will not solve everything, but it will provide the needed relief to our overstressed educators. Educators need time to focus on student learning in the most authentic way. More tasks does not equal more progress. Remember, we are still in uncharted waters. We need to navigate these uncharted waters together. We need to be listening to our educators about what can come off their plate. We should not add more. I'm asking district leaders to partner with us to rewrite the narrative for our schools. Let's create a model that the rest of the state and this nation can look to, one in which our students and staff thrive. Thank you.
Thank you, Tyler. Next caller.
Our next caller is Marilyn.
Marilyn?
Good evening, Chairperson Carson Cottingham, Vice Chairs, Directors, and Superintendent Perry. My name is Marilyn Ellis. I'm the SKEA Vice President. My comments will address school safety. I've addressed you the last 2 months with concerns about inadequate response to student-caused staff injuries. We did hear recently, and you heard tonight from district leaders, that more space is being created for young students who need a sheltered learning environment. We are grateful for this, but we believe far more is needed in order to make schools safe for all staff and students. Our members have reached out to us with personal stories and personal pleas. I will share 2 of these with you tonight. The first is from a brand new teacher. These are her words. I have 2 students who have injured staff multiple times and continue to threaten to harm their classmates. I feel powerless to protect the other students, my adult assistants, and myself. I have gathered data on injuries, students being targeted, inappropriate actions toward female staff and students, and multiple threats to do harm. The 2 students in question are tall and physically capable of harming even the largest adults. My staff and I have been trained in MANT and Ukuru. We have had countless behavior meetings, and we are still being injured daily. I have reached out to my mentor, my principal, my behavior specialist, and student services about these serious safety concerns many times. No one has ideas to help. I have now reached out to my union so they can share my concerns with you. We need help. The second comes from a teacher reaching out on behalf of a colleague. These are her words. My colleague is getting head-butted, hit, and attacked by a student every day. She tries to get away from him, but he chases her in order to hurt her. He has also tried to hurt classmates, and she has to put her body between him and the other kids to protect them. He was recently diagnosed with autism by a medical doctor, but the teacher is continually told to gather data and that the district can do nothing more to help him right now. She has to do room clears to keep the other students safe several times a day. He constantly screams and makes learning difficult for the other children. The teacher cries every day, doesn't want to go to work, and has even started taking anxiety medication. She is looking for jobs elsewhere because she doesn't feel safe. You heard from our assistant superintendents this evening about the desire to avoid exclusion and to keep students in the school setting. There's a cost to this unless we add additional supports, and that cost is potential harm to staff and students and the actual harm that many have experienced. This is not okay. We need more.
Thank you. Thank you, Marlene. Next caller, please.
That is everyone that has joined tonight.
Okay, great, thank you. Thank you to everyone for signing up to provide us input, and I'm sorry that we couldn't hear from Ms. Tomlin. Hopefully next time. All right. That takes us to number 5, which are action items. I'm going to turn action item 5A over to Superintendent Perry to review the item.
All right, so this is a resolution authorizing a budgetary transfer. So you adopt the budget. There's often changes that happen through the course of the year, and at a certain threshold, we bring them back to you in resolution. format. So this is for two sets of expenditures. It's to reflect the compensation modification that occurred in August that you all saw. And then there's an additional increase in the enterprise and community services expenditures due to the elimination of the federal nutrition waivers. So we used to have a lot more waivers for food, which we would actually love to go back to those. So if anyone has any pull with the U.S. federal nutrition guidelines, just please get that taken care of tonight. That'd be awesome. But we are back to kind of business pre-pandemic, and there's some transfers that need to happen within that fund. So it transfers out of the contingency 8.7 million into the gen fund, and that's what you have here tonight. And then also our chief operation officer is available to answer questions as needed.
Great, thank you. With that, I would like to take a motion. Anyone?
I'll motion that we adopt the resolution number 2022-23-4. Resolution authorizing budgetary transfers of appropriations for fiscal year 2022-23.
Great, do I have a second?
I'll second.
Okay. Seconded by our first vice chair, Nojos Pressy. And now we'll move to discussion. Is there discussion on this item? Director Hyen, I saw you come off mute.
I took myself off mute just in case I wanted to pop in, but I don't have any questions.
Okay, no problem. Director Avila?
Just from our director, if we have any concerns moving this amount of funds into the general fund away from the contingency fund in the present for the rest of the year.
You want me to do it? Yeah, we don't have any concerns about this budgetary transfer. The concerns we have financially are on the horizon. So like in this year, we feel in a good financial position. We want to pay really close attention to the legislative session. That's going to be important as we plan our budget for next year. And at some point, I could share some budgetary numbers for you as we think about rolling up costs moving forward. And also remember, the federal relief funds are soon to expire, which we have a lot of staffing that's really important to us in those funds. So for this one, no, it's the right decision for this point in time.
Thank you.
Any further discussion? Okay, seeing none, we'll move to the vote. All those in favor, say aye and raise your hand.
Aye.
Director Guzman Ortiz, I don't.
Aye, sorry.
Aye, okay, great. The resolution passes unanimously. Okay, next we'll move to action item 5B about the property purchase at 3080 25 Street Southeast. And I will turn this over to the superintendent as well to review.
All right, and then we've got slides for this one as well. So you had a few questions last time that were kind of related to the property purchase, but they were also related to programming. Principal Rhodes has created some information for us, but at the same time, she's here with us tonight, so she can answer any programmatic questions directly. So the question came up, is there a need? So here's the information on the need. We're looking at current employee pipelines and training facilities for pilots are only meeting an estimated 38% of industry need to keep aviation staffed at prior service levels. The shortage means that we are struggling to create our planned schedules with the quality and punctuality we promise. This creates safety concerns as well. And then the aviation industry will need more than 610 more aircraft maintenance technicians between now and 2040. So I know, yeah. 610,000. That's a big difference between 610. There would not be a need if it was only 610. Thank you. And then by 2031, the aircraft mechanic population will be at 30,000 techs short for just commercial flights alone. So I think from the industry side, we would say, yes, there's a need. The next one is the question was, if we build it, will they come? Well, Principal Rhodes is saying if they build it, they will come. So we did survey some of our high school students. We surveyed about 254 students across our comprehensive high schools. 43% said they had a definite interest in attending the aviation program. And another 34% said they had a possible interest but would like more information. So I think the answer is if we build it, they will come. So thank you for doing that outreach. And then next is kind of why this building at the airport. It's got the right layout. We've got some depth of experience out there with the partners there. Aircraft maintenance is on site. It's communities of support to already a community direction that needs boosted in our community. So we also feel like we can have value added at that site. The land lease we talked about. The city, we have the first look at the land lease in the last couple days. They're definitely able to extend it to a 30-year lease, so that is good. The price of the lease, it's about $13,000 a year for a ground lease. The FAA has a regulation on ground leases that says the city can't give it away, and so there is some. So if you have any people that you know at the FAA that you could work on that legal change when you work on the U.S. School nutrition change for any of you, that would be awesome. So we can't do that. We're in conversations with the city on other ways we can partner out there. The funding for this project is in large part to high school success funds. We've gotten the approval for the property purchase through those funds, and then we're working on some other grant funding and in-kind donations. As soon as we're, like the building purchase is ready, but the renovations are still the part we're fundraising for. And when you get equipment costs, those can become fairly costly there. So with that, I'm going to open it up to you can ask questions now, or you can take a motion and have discussion. And Principal Rhodes is here to answer anything you need.
Okay. Let's go ahead and take a motion. The motion needs to be read exactly how it appears on our agenda under 5B. I move that the board approve the purchase of property located at 3080 25th Street Southeast, Salem, and authorize the superintendent or the chief operations officer as the superintendent designee to conduct, authorize, and sign all transactions on behalf of the district.
I will second that motion.
Great, thank you. And now let's move to discussion or questions.
Ask Rhonda really hard question. Let's see if she can answer it. How about that? No, teasing.
Director Hyen, she has a really hard question.
Okay.
Did you say, Superintendent Perry, you wanted me to ask a really hard question? Is that what I heard you say?
I did, yep. But you're asking of Principal Rhodes.
Well, actually, it's not a question, it's just a statement. I know I've said this before about the Pendleton and the drone program that they have and how awesome it is. These kids graduate earning a lot more money than I made as a database administrator for the state at one time. So it's a great opportunity. Not only is it needed in the community, I just think it's really great for our kids, and I'm really happy to support this.
Thank you so much.
I think one question from me would be, what are the expected challenges, and when do you expect to open this program?
The goal is to open the program in the fall. And so we have a lot of partnerships coming to the table. So we have a lot of industry support and people ready to plug in. I think just getting the facility ready. Every time we opened a pair of CTEC programs, there was some little part of the facility that was not quite ready in September. And so I would anticipate some unforeseen part of the building not being ready. Fortunately, at 16,000 square feet, we can use those other parts and do what we did with all of the C-Tech rollout where we just kind of take care of business, start teaching the skills we can teach, and when the rest of the facility's ready, be in full operation.
Great. Can you sign me up to be a visitor?
Absolutely. I'll get you a flight in the simulator.
Perfect.
I'm just really excited about this. I think right before joining the board, I had the opportunity to listen to a couple of the instructors for the drone program at C-Tech, and it was so impressive to see what that program is doing, and some of the kiddos are going on to work for NASA and Boeing, and or joining the military or going into trades, and to know that there's so many community partners, airlines, everybody's so interested. It just seems like a really forward-thinking, forward-looking expansion of our programming, which I'm happy to support.
Thank you. I'm excited as well.
I do have one question. Where do we articulate with for community college? Have we gotten that far yet? Which community college for credit?
Our current drones program partners with Lane Community College, and we are also visiting next week PCC to just see the work that they're doing as well, because they have partnered with Hillsborough.
Thank you.
Any other comment? Go
Yeah,
ahead.
one more question. In terms of logistics and getting students, is this going to be like a standalone C-Tech program, or would these be, busing them back to their classrooms in the actual C-Tech building?
So just like C-Tech's current students are shuttled from their resident schools, students will be shuttled from their resident school directly to the airport, and their program will take place there, and then they'll be shuttled back to their resident school.
So their English, their math will all take place at the warehouse?
Yes, in this case, English and science.
English and science.
Will be integrated and will take place at the airport. That's right.
That's great. Thank you. Hard enough for you, Superintendent?
Those were great. Thanks. Yeah, actually, let's task Principal Rhodes with making sure to go into the FFA about that legal change we want.
Yes.
That'd be great.
I'm on it.
Okay. Okay, any further discussion or comment? Seeing none, let's move to the vote. All those in favor say aye and raise your hand.
Aye.
Okay, it is unanimous. This has been approved. Thank you. Thank you, Principal Rhodes,
Thank
for
you.
being here. Okay, we're next up is our consent calendar. Let's see. I'm going to first ask if Superintendent Perry, do you wish to review any of the items on the consent calendar?
Well, I would say you might want to take note there is one retirement here that if you didn't notice it in my little note to you, called Sylvia McDaniel, so I did want to point that out. Other than that, I think these are standard reports for you tonight.
I would like to not allow that. No, I'm just
Yeah, you can pull that one and not allow it.
Although we understand family is important, but we will really, really miss you. But we get you for a couple more months, right? Okay. Thank you, Sylvia. You're amazing. Okay. Oh, Director Hyen.
Thank you. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't think we've ever been able to stop somebody from retiring when we wanted to.
I know.
We've tried.
I know. I'd like to pull 6C, please.
Okay. I'd like to pull 6C. All right. Okay. Any other board directors wish to pull an item? Okay. Then we will, this is where it gets confusing. I have to look to Alice. Okay, so I think we can take a motion on the remainder of the consent calendar, except for the pulled item, which is 6C.
Take a motion.
Okay, Director Hyen makes the motion.
I'll second.
Okay. No discussion, right? Because it's consent calendar. So all those in favor of passing those items only? Aye.
Aye.
Raise your hand.
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Those remaining items pass unanimously. And now we will move to C. Director Hyen.
Yes, I don't have anything really to discuss about it. I'm not going to vote in favor, and so I wanted to pull it out of the other items.
Okay, great. So I will take another motion on approving the Oregon School Boards Association, OSBA legislative policies and principles.
I'll call for a motion that we approve of the Oregon Schools Board Association legislative policies and principles.
Thank you, Director Avila, seconded by our first Vice Chair, Nojos Presi. And any discussion? I don't believe we'll have any. Oh, nope. Okay. Let's take a vote then. All those in favor say aye and raise your hand.
Aye.
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 Okay. And any noes?
I to the no.
Okay. Director Hyen votes no. The remainder vote in favor, and the appointment passes? Is that what we, or no? The approval passes. All right, thank you. Okay, that takes us to number 7, which is our readings part of our agenda. In your board packet and posted online for the public, we have worked on incorporating, as you'll remember, we had a staff member from the OSBA, Vince Adams, who's also a fellow school board director, come to work with our board for several months in a row on board governance. And so what you see before you is that we've incorporated a bunch of the discussion points, the language that we all agreed to and worked through into our existing board governance policies. And so the ones that we've worked on so far are 1, 3, 4, 7, and 9. And you will see in the packet what our policy, what our current BG board governance policy looks like and what's being proposed as additional language. And so we just wanted to kind of start this by bringing these to the public and the board to talk through. We don't have to get it all done tonight, but this would constitute essentially, I think, a first reading of these changes. So with that, Director Hyen.
Yes, thank you. I have 2 things that I hope to have changed to this.
Okay.
For BG1, at the end of the paragraph, the board is committed to safe and welcoming schools for students and staff, and to inclusive and accessible meetings. I would like to add the words "for all" after that, because one might take it that we're only wanting a safe and welcoming school for students and staff, I guess depending on how you read it. And we want everybody to be safe and welcome. And the other item is BG7, item 5. Let's see, to ensure effective communication, the board will allow the chair to respond to emails sent to the entire board. And certainly that's a good thing for the board or the board chair to do. However, I do reserve the right as an elected official to email back any of my constituents, knowing that I cannot speak for the board, but I can speak to my personal experiences and what I know the board has or has not approved.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. I think I remember us all talking through that and agreeing to that sort of practice when we worked with Vince.
Yeah, I'm taking notes too. Could you say which number again? BG, I know it was BG7, number 5.
Yeah, 5. So item B says allow the chair to respond to emails sent to the entire board. And one might take that to mean that other members of the board are not allowed to speak to their constituents. And I know that's not what's meant, so I would like it to be clarified.
Okay, great. Thank you, Marty. Director Hyen. Okay, So, other comments? And anyone is welcome to reach out if there's other edits you'd like to see before we bring this back into the boardroom. Just make sure that everyone dives in and feels confident that this is what we had discussed in those two or three, I can't remember, meetings where we worked through governance.
I have one question on that, and that is how would those issues be resolved, or how would they be shared with the other members of the board so that they could maybe be aware of concerns that may be happening in the district? Other than, and I think as we mentioned earlier when we saw the people who were talking and were saying how the discipline issues were out of control in some areas, and that if we hadn't heard from that, how would have we been aware of it?
Do you want to address that, Superintendent Perry?
Yeah, so if complaints are coming in, we're processing them through the formal complaint process. The board has a unique role in the complaint process in that you are the end stop in a complaint process. So in a formal complaint, you likely wouldn't know about it. If it's things we're working on, sometimes those are through conversations with the board or in the board report. So like tonight, you saw me talk about some of those behaviors. So that's letting you know that some of those things they're saying are true. I didn't say that quite right. I should say what they were saying was true. So I bring it into the boardroom in that way. Or if a constituent reaches out to all of you at once, which happens a lot, and Alice will take that concern and give it to the right person who can help that person. So it might be about an individual school, and then we'll send it to the school principal and the level director. So that's kind of how the process works. If you have something that's come to you and say, I have a question about kind of what happened, I just want to understand it, then just ask. So there's a variety of ways depending on how it comes to you.
Okay, thank you.
Other comments or questions? Okay.
Can I make one comment about an additional BG? The BG around the budget committee. We need to weave in language that you need to appoint a member from the district equity committee. So we caught that today that we'd missed it. So we'll bring that in as a reading next month as well on the BGs.
Great, thank you. Okay, so again, please provide any more feedback between now and our next business meeting so that we can incorporate it, and we will attempt to approve the revisions to these board governance policies at that next meeting. Oh, go ahead, Student Advisor Donald.
Yes, I don't know if this falls under this exact motion or what the board governance policies, but I know Raylan and I had talked about maybe adjusting the practices in terms of electing student advisors to the board and not have it be so public. For example, and this is something we can discuss further, but like the standard practice has been an application and then they join the Zoom meeting or the public meeting and it's voted on publicly, and that could maybe leave somebody who doesn't get elected in a meeting just kind of standing there. And so maybe adjusting the practices so that's a bit more private, and of course congratulating and appointing student advisors, but making sure if there are people who apply and don't get chosen, they don't have to be on a meeting and denied in public. So that could be a discussion that we have going forward about how can we best make sure this position is appealing to students and make sure it respects students who might not be able to get the position but did apply.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. Let's definitely pull that policy back up and work on it between now and the January meeting. See if we can address some of those concerns. Go ahead, Raylan.
I also think it would be beneficial to add something on here about just kind of expectations for how meetings go, like whether we're using Robert's Rules of Orders or whatnot, so that way it's like clearer for like new people who join the board that's how the board's being run.
Okay, yeah, definitely.
I think we have it on BG9.
I think it might be somewhere.
Yeah, and it might be, not be in one of the policies that's here tonight, because it might be in a policy that didn't have any changes. But we'll look it up and see, because maybe there might even be a better place for it.
Yeah, in BG9, under the board chair's role currently, we call out that the chair would utilize Robert's rules for small meetings, so it's like kind of slightly adapted. But we can maybe look at making that more clear, or kind of something that would apply more broadly to the whole board versus it being just in the board chair's role. That could be a way to make it more overarching or something. Yeah, I like that. Thank you. Director Hyen.
Thank you. I see our board lawyer isn't there unless he or she is hiding in the audience.
She is.
But I believe that we can't have a secret vote that breaks open meeting laws unless it's on an expulsion or maybe other limited criteria. I don't know how we get around open meeting laws to keep that private for the students.
Yeah, it's related to the student election. I think, and this is something we can discuss, and Rebecca is in the audience, you just can't see her. We could just decide on a completely different process where somebody else manages the selection and then you're brought forward an appointment. Might be one way to get around it. So we'd have to talk that piece through, because it is an important point related to you can't take a vote outside of the boardroom.
Right.
And I worry about, so many people are calling for transparency and having a secret appointment or something like that. I'm just concerned about the optics to the community as well. I certainly understand the students' concern.
Yeah.
Flipping of the coin was not so fun when we had to flip a coin one year.
No. Okay, great. Let's move on to 8. So this one, we have been doing quite a bit of work on the board results policy around academic achievement. I think we're getting very close from the board leadership perspective. And so what I'm proposing we do is we will be working to finalize that and bring it forward for a first reading in January. And in the meantime, we'll circulate to the whole board what we're recommending. Probably in the next week or so, it will be ready for the full board to see, to provide input on, and then we'll do the first reading in January. But pretty excited to bring that forward to you. We've been working hard on revising that results policy, which would then align to the strategic plan that the board has created, which also aligns with the district strategic plan, which includes the key performance metrics or indicators. And so we're attempting to line everything up so it's, neat and tidy and demonstrates what the board wants the district to focus on that isn't out of alignment with what the district is already focused on, and then also pushes in the areas that are really critical to each of us as board members. So that will be coming your way, but it's just not quite ready for tonight. Anything anyone wants to add in board leadership or the superintendent on that policy?
No,
Okay.
Other
Great.
than it feels good to have alignment, that feels settling of the organization to see us all working together.
Absolutely. And no one should be surprised when they see it, because it's everything we've been talking about consistently through the strategic plan up to this point. Okay, that brings us to number 9, which is the information and standard reports. Do you have anything you want to highlight, Superintendent Perry?
Yeah, the only thing I want to highlight is that after the holiday, you are on a pretty aggressive meeting schedule. So I kind of want to highlight that, so be ready. And Alice is thinking about that too. Alice is ready for it. And also, right after the holiday, we start the budget committee appointment process. So Thursday night, we're going to the District Equity Committee to tell them how it works, because we'll accept applications from the District Equity Committee. And then seems like it's around the 6th of January, we will open up the appointment process so that you can then have a slate of candidates to vote on budget committee members. You have 2 openings this year on the budget committee. One of them will have to be placed, will have to be appointed from the District Equity Committee. And so that's coming up after January as well. Somebody's on without a mute. There we go. Okay, we're good. The other thing that's gonna come up after January is you also are gonna need to have a work session, which we'll put in January, around the stakeholder engagement, integrated guidance planning, and our integrated application. So we're trying to line all of this up with the results policy work as well. And so you're going to have to dig into that, take public comment on it, and then vote on it in your March meeting. We'll line all of that up for you, but I just kind of wanted to put that on your radar as things that are coming up in January.
Great, thank you.
And I don't have any other comments.
Okay. Let's move on to our board reports. Let's start on Zoom. Director Hyen, would you like to go first with board reports?
Sure, it's pretty short and sweet. I had fun at the Keizer parade the other night, and I saw a beautiful school bus decorated to the nines. It was gorgeous. If anybody wants a picture, I can send it to you. Advertising our need for school bus drivers. So hear that, people? We need school bus drivers, and we train you. And it was really nice to see all of our marching bands. I think they were all there except for West. I don't remember seeing West, but all the other marching bands were there. They did a great job, and I was just real proud of them.
Great, thank you. Second Vice Chair Guzman Ortiz.
Yeah, I'll be brief. For the elementary health curriculum adoption, I unfortunately had to miss the last meeting, but just checked in with Deborah, who's been leading some of that work, and just touched base. And so just wanted to highlight that some of that material is still available for families to be able to review it, and it'll be available until the end of this week. And I'm looking at my notes to try to remember exactly where that is. I know Olga's on here, so she might.
We'll have Assistant Superintendent Cobb join in quick on that comment.
Yes, I was like, I had it on my notes.
We got you.
But I did want to just highlight that because I know that there's been some interest from community members, and so just want to note that the curriculum has kind of been set out for public to be able to view, and that there's been surveys for families as well and teachers who have been participating in the pilot for the last couple months. So it's ongoing work, but it should be finalized early next year.
Yes, it's on Library Media, and it is open to the public from 9 to 4 until Friday. And something really important that I wanted to add is we have a survey there available for anyone that wants to come in, look at the materials, look through the lessons, parent newsletters, everything that teachers would use, and then provide us with feedback about the curriculum adoption. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Assistant Superintendent.
Thank you. Director Avila?
Thank you. Just that I don't know if we got a chance to talk about attending the Oregon School Board Association conference up in Portland, which various board members attended, and were able to collaborate and meet other board directors throughout the state. really learn and participate in sessions. So really appreciate that. And attended another really authentic community engagement session for our English language learners. Attended the celebrations for the McKay boys soccer team, along with our mayor and Superintendent Perry. And then got a refresher with our dual language committee, and just really got to hear the work that's taking place, the growth, the buy-in from our educators, the training that they went on into New Mexico. And we're engaging in reading a book. The committee is, and looking forward to completing that reading and then getting into further discussion to support the district in dual language growth and expansion.
Great, thank you. First Vice Chair Ino Espressi.
Mine will also be somewhat brief. So last month we had the SCATS committee meeting, the Salem-Keizer Area Transportation Study Committee meeting. And if anyone has ever wondered how things get funded or who's in charge of funding sidewalk improvements, adding sidewalks, adding stoplights, I know that sounds like a ton of fun for a lot of other folks, but right now we're working on our 2023-2050 project evaluation list, which is just this huge list that combines the needs of the city of Salem, the city of Keizer, the city of Turner, and Marion County. And on our project evaluation list, there's a lot of projects, but I do just want to call attention for folks if they're interested in just advocating for better transit infrastructure and bicycle and pedestrian infrastructure, because consistently our policy committee and I think just a lot of our communities tend to push these back. And especially if we want to fall in line with the City of Salem plan, we really need to reduce the amount of personal vehicle miles traveled and really focus on investing in our transit systems, our transit infrastructure, and getting people around in ways that don't require vehicles. So if you do have the chance, just look up the Salem-Keizer Area Transportation Study and reach out, learn a little bit more about the plan, and literally there's scrolling through my giant spreadsheet, there's nearly 300 different projects. And some of them get really pushed far out. Some of them don't even have funding at all. So if you would like to see our community swap from really being car-centric and into something that is more transit-focused, please take a look at it and bring us your input. The Salem-Keizer Area Transportation Study Committee meets, I think it's on the 4th Tuesday of the month. So that will conclude my report.
Thank you so much. Director Salazar.
I've just been assigned to committees. I haven't met with anybody yet.
No problem. It's good to see you in person. Welcome to the board again.
Thank
Your
you.
first in-person meeting. Yay. Student Advisor Brennan.
So I got to attend the South Salem High School's their fall-winter show, Trap. It was very good, and everybody did an amazing job. Recently, the Sprague Speech and Debate Tournament team at Sprague, like I said, has won medals at their last two tournaments, and so has the South Salem High School team. The South Salem High School team also won medals at their last tournament. I want to say just a big thank you to all the families and students who donated stuff for the Sprague Hoover gift drive, because it's really helpful for us when we are going, because Sprague is going to go out to Hoover and help bring Christmas to a lot of students who can't necessarily afford Christmas. And so that's just a big thanks to everybody who contributed to that. And then I got to attend the Sprague karaoke night. So yeah.
Supervisor McDonald?
Yeah, first I wanted to address, I think the reason why the West Salem band wasn't present at the big band event, it was, I think there was Winter at West, and so I did get to attend Winter at West, and it was really phenomenal. A ton of hard work put in by pretty much every music student at West Salem High School, and they just put on this amazing nonstop show that's just really dynamic and engaging, and it's a huge thing for the West Salem community and the broader community. It's something that we all look forward to every year. So I just want to congratulate students and the teachers who put in all the time and effort. And then I also had the privilege to attend the Student District Equity Advisory Committee. I think that's the formal name. And we got a really great presentation from the security staff for the district about just some information and some really great info. And we also were able to get connected with some McNary students. And so that way we can better serve as student advisors now that we have the full picture of the district. And then I also just, in my own school, wanted to give a shout out to all the students who are doing winter sports. And I think our robotic team has been having a lot of success lately too. So shout out to Mr. Smith and all the students who are putting in a lot of work with robotics.
Thank you. I'll try to be quick, but there's a lot going on. So I had the opportunity to have a wonderful lunch via the Salem Rotary Club at South High. It was catered by the culinary program, so that was a real treat. Superintendent Perry and I were present. And then we got to hear amazing entertainment by the jazz ensemble there. And we also heard from an incredible student sharing his journey around math and science and how all of the educators in his life throughout his path in our schools have facilitated additional learning because he just has an incredible mind for math and science. And he has been also attending classes simultaneously at Willamette, and he's an excellent he's part of, I think, debate club or debate and speech club, and so gave a completely off-the-cuff, like 3-point speech, no notes. Like, it was mind-blowing. This kid is incredible, and I just am so excited to see what he does. He's a senior this year. We also participated in consultation with the Siletz tribe earlier in November. It's been a while now. It was incredible. We always learn so much when we engage in the formal process, which is tribal consultation, where our government, our school district government, is working directly with the government that is the tribe. And that government-to-government relationship is key to having strong, lasting, and meaningful relationships with tribes. And so I look forward to continuing consultation throughout my time on the board. Also was invited by Raylan, Student Advisor Brennan, to a town hall at Sprague, where students are brought in and the administrators sit on the stage and they take feedback from all of the youth around improvements for the school. And I thought that was incredible. Kudos to those administrators and leaders and to our student advisor for pulling all of that together. I just think the leadership of Sprague did a fantastic job fielding questions, listening, taking feedback, and hopefully implementing good changes based on what the students wish to see in their school. Also got to attend the community engagement session with our Black and African American families and community. That was an incredible session. I learned so much about what's going on in our community. Unfortunately, racism is alive and well in Salem-Keizer, and we heard some of those heartbreaking stories from the parents present in that room, and I just want to commit publicly to addressing those issues in whatever way we all can, and I know we're committed as a board to taking anti-racist action. But it was hard to hear, but good to see so much engagement, and the team put together a really wonderful night. And then today I attended the Mid-Willamette Valley Council of Governments meeting as, I think I'm an alternate or something. So I stepped in to attend that meeting. Really great to hear what's going on with all the various governments in our area. But it was really neat because they highlighted the Safe Routes to Schools work and the phenomenal Ruby Bridges Walk to School Day that occurred last month, where I think all students and staff of Bush Elementary came out. It was a great partnership. The mayor was there, and so they had a great slideshow showing that. They're asking for more schools to become engaged this next year, which I would love for us to do. Also highlighted the Chariots Youth Zero Pass program. Am I saying that right? So youth can now ride the bus for free. We've talked about this in the boardroom a couple different times, but the ridership just continues to increase. And in the meeting today, I heard from Mayor Clark from Keizer saying that, she's hearing from educators that this has just been awesome because students can get involved with so many more after-school activities, other things related to the school that they maybe couldn't before due to transportation challenges. So we're just excited to see this continue to grow. It's been an excellent partnership between the district and the cities of Keizer, Salem, and then Chariots.
The only thing I wanted to add to that was that I got to ride on the Chariots bus during the Keizer holiday parade, and there was just so many like high schoolers that were just so stoked to see us that it really made my night. So I'm really glad that it's working out for the community.
So when I was driving here tonight, I come out of the parking lot and I hear this noise and I'm thinking, uh-oh, we have a fight or something's going on, because kids are kind of screaming and running, and I look and I'm like, oh, they're trying to get the Chariots bus to wait for them. So it was like, okay, that's what's happening right now.
Yeah. No, it's a great partnership.
It is,
anyway,
yeah.
I feel like there's more, but I've gone over my time. There's so much good stuff happening in our community. Okay. We all probably would like to wish the community happy holidays, but don't have too much fun because, like Superintendent Perry said, we have a lot going on after the beginning of the year. So the next board meeting will be January 10th, a regular business meeting, and the full schedule of our meetings is in the back of the packet. Anything else for the good of the order? Okay, it is 8:18, and we will adjourn. Again, happy holidays, everyone.
Thank you all.